Everything you need. So why do you still feel that emptiness, that anxiety, or that lack of fulfillment when the night falls? Your bank balance is solid. Your career is thriving. You're constantly working, chasing the next best thing. But the faster you run, the less you feel you gain, right? You are not alone. This is the common psychological issue faced by billions in the world's most developed nations. And someone helped us find the solution over 2,500 years ago. The Buddha simply named the cause of this emptiness. It is endless desire. In the ancient language, it's called Taṇhā, craving. Our brain is constantly asking for the next thing, and it never stops. The Buddha saw this not as normal, but as a fundamental disease. So, how do we get rid of this craving virus in our minds? In the next part, we will explore why we can never be satisfied. We all say, if I just get this, I'll be happy. The newest phone, the bigger house, the next promotion. You get it. For a few days. Then what? In modern psychology, this is called the Hedonic Treadmill. No matter how high we run, our happiness level always returns to the baseline. This is part of the Buddhist concept of anicca, impermanence. No pleasure is permanent. The Buddha saw this desire like a severe thirst. Even if you drink water, the thirst returns. Our happy modern life is like drinking salt water. The more we drink, the thirstier we get. So, if our brain is naturally wired to sabotage happiness, how do we stop playing this game? In the next part, we will identify the true enemy of happiness that the Buddha discovered. The true enemy of your happiness is not your thoughts or the world around you. It is something much more subtle, and inherent to us. The Buddha said that Taṇhā, craving, is the root cause of suffering, Dukkha. It comes in three forms: Kamata, craving for sensual pleasures, Bhavata, craving to exist/to become, and Vibhavata, craving not to exist/not to be. The first type, Kamata, is the easiest to see: your newest iPhone, the next vacation, the tasty meal. This is only temporary satisfaction. But the problem in our Tier 1 countries is the second and third types. Bhavata is the endless desire to become, I must be smarter, I must always be successful. Vibhavata is the intense desire to not be, to eliminate what we dislike, like stress or that feeling of emptiness. Next up, we'll see how this wave of craving swallows you up in your everyday life. Think about your last 24 hours. From the moment you woke up, you were trying to change your experience. You disliked the alarm, you craved coffee, you pushed through the meeting, you dreaded the emails. This constant pushing and pulling, wanting what you don't have, rejecting what you do, is the cycle of dukkha, suffering, the Buddha described. In Tier 1 societies, we call this burnout or anxiety, but the root is the same, the resistance to what is. This resistance is the fuel for the hedonic treadmill. Every time you say, I wish this were over, or I need that to be happy, you are tightening the chain of craving. The problem isn't that you have desires, the problem is that you believe fulfilling them will bring lasting peace. Next, we'll look at the science that proves the Buddha right. The greatest proof of Taṇhā is inside your head. It's called dopamine. When you chase a goal, your brain releases dopamine, which gives you that feeling of drive and excitement. But here is the crucial part: dopamine is released before you get the reward, not after. It's the chemical of seeking, not satisfaction. Once you achieve the goal, the new car, the job title, dopamine levels drop, and the brain immediately starts searching for the next fix, the next hit of drive. Buddhism mapped this cycle 2,500 years ago. The Buddha didn't need an MRI, he used profound introspection to realize that the moment of fulfillment is immediately followed by a desire for more or different. This means your brain is designed to keep you busy and wanting. But you have the power to step outside that design. Next, we unlock the first step to freedom, the art of not wanting better. If craving is the engine of suffering, then the key is to stop feeding the engine. This is the radical wisdom of the Buddha. To be truly content is to desire nothing more than what you already have. This is not about becoming lazy or giving up ambition, it's about shifting your mind from wanting to appreciating. The simple practice is called metta, loving kindness. Start your day by consciously thinking, may I be happy, well, and free from suffering, with exactly what I have right now. When your mind says, I need a better car, acknowledge it, but do not chase it. Instead, focus on the warmth of the sun, the feeling of your breath, the coffee you do have. You are training your mind to find contentment in the present moment, thereby starving the craving engine. This is a quiet rebellion against the always-on, Tier 1 mentality. Next, we'll see why this is much more than just sitting down and meditating. When people in developed countries hear Buddhism, they think of complicated meditation retreats. But the core solution isn't about sitting, it's about seeing. The Buddha's instruction on mindfulness, sati, is simply to bring your full, non-judgmental attention to the present moment. This is a psychological superpower. Why? Because craving only lives in the future, I want that, or the past, I should have done this. It cannot survive in the present. Think of it as a spotlight. When you shine the light of sati on your frantic busy day, you realize, I am not the anxiety, I am the observer of the anxiety. You create a necessary space between the stimulus, the busy task, and your reaction, the stress. In that space, you regain control. This practice turns your busy life into your ultimate training ground. Next, we take on the biggest illusion of all, the myth of the permanent I. Here's the deepest psychological secret of Buddhism that shatters the Tier 1 pursuit of self-improvement, anatta, non-self. We are constantly trying to build a better I, a wealthier I, a fitter I, a more admired I. But the Buddha teaches that the I is not a fixed entity. It is just a collection of constantly changing physical and mental processes. The stress you feel is the frantic effort of this collection to pretend it's permanent. When you truly realize there is no permanent I to protect, suddenly, the constant need for validation, status, and achievement dissolves. Who is left to be anxious? No one. You become the passive observer of your experiences. The thought, I am so stressed, is just a thought. It is not you. This is the moment true freedom begins. The next two parts will show you how to apply this freedom to escape the prison of busyness forever. We've spent our lives in Tier 1 countries being told to do more to be more. The Buddha's path reverses this, do less, see more. The moment you drop the three types of tannha, the need for pleasure, the need to become, and the need to eliminate, your sense of busyness disappears, even if your tasks remain. Why? Because the pressure to be busy was a mental construction. When you stop chasing the next emotional hit from achievement, you realize the freedom of nibbana is not a distant heaven, but the absence of craving right now. It is the deep, quiet peace that comes from simply doing the task at hand, without demanding a reward or fearing failure. This is not apathy, this is the highest form of presence. Imagine waking up knowing your self-worth is not tied to your to-do list. That is the ultimate Tier 1 success. In our final part, we will give you one concrete step to start this journey today. We have discovered that the emptiness and stress of Tier 1 life is not a flaw, but a side effect of tannha, the craving for more, better, or different. The solution is not to achieve more, but to see clearly. So, what is your next step? Stop the massive shifts. Start small. Today, practice 5 minutes of sensory awareness. Find a comfortable spot. Close your eyes. Bring your full attention to the actual feeling of your body, the air on your skin, the sounds, the feeling of your feet on the floor. When a thought of craving, I need to check my phone, should be working, arises, simply name it, craving, and gently return your attention to your physical senses. You are not fighting the craving, you are simply starving it of attention. Do this daily. This single act is your personal declaration of independence from the hedonic treadmill. Start now. What small moment of presence will you reclaim today?